The atmosphere in Cleveland is thick with tension, and the drama surrounding Shadur Sanders has taken a turn no one expected. What began as a storm of criticism has now turned into a tidal wave of support. The same voices that once mocked him are suddenly calling his name as the city's best hope. Tony Grossi, one of Sanders' most relentless critics, has done a complete 180. This isn't just a mild reconsideration, it's a public reversal that has left fans stunned. Grossi, once known for belittling Shadur's readiness and toughness, is now saying Sanders should be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, even declaring him better than Dylan Gabriel. For anyone who has followed this saga, it's a shocking twist. A man who used to question Sanders' every move is now advocating for his rise. It wasn't that long ago that Tony Grossi mocked Shadur on live television. When Sanders admitted his arm felt sore during practice, Grossi turned it into a punchline, scoffing that a young player getting fewer reps shouldn't be sore at all. His tone was dismissive, even cruel, questioning Sanders' commitment and durability. But that moment, painful as it was, seemed to plant a seed. Shadur didn't lash out. He didn't respond with anger or disrespect. He kept working, pushing through the noise and proving his worth on the field. And now, with Dylan Gabriel struggling and the Browns' offense floundering, that same critic is walking back his words in front of the world. Something changed in Grossi's perspective, and Cleveland fans are witnessing a redemption arc play out in real time. Grossi's reversal marks a cultural shift within the Browns organization. The fan base has been simmering with frustration, watching week after week as Gabriel fails to deliver meaningful results. Meanwhile, whispers of Shadur's potential have turned into full-blown conversations on sports talk radio and social media. People are demanding change, wondering why head coach Kevin Stefanski continues to stand by his chosen quarterback when the team keeps falling short. For many, this feels like déjà vu, a coach clinging to a system that isn't working, refusing to take the risk that could save his season. But now, that pressure isn't just coming from the fans. It's coming from inside the locker room and from national voices that once dismissed Sanders entirely. One of those voices belongs to Rex Ryan. Just a week ago, Ryan was one of Shadur's loudest detractors. He accused Sanders of lacking preparation and focus, saying he didn't deserve to start over Dylan Gabriel. His tone was harsh, his critique personal. But as the backlash grew and Gabriel's play deteriorated, Ryan started to backpedal. Now he's not just open to Shadur playing, he's demanding it. Ryan went on air and criticized Kevin Stefanski for failing to make Sanders the backup quarterback instead of bringing in Joe Flacco. He called it a missed opportunity, saying the Browns should have been developing their future instead of recycling aging veterans. Ryan's change of heart wasn't subtle. It was an admission that he may have misjudged Sanders' potential entirely. To Rex Ryan, Shadur isn't just another player on the roster. He's the kind of quarterback who could reshape the team's identity. Ryan spoke passionately about the need to give young quarterbacks a chance to prove themselves, especially those who show the kind of resilience and leadership Sanders has displayed. He sees in Shadur a spark the Browns desperately need, someone who could grow into the franchise leader they've been searching for since Baker Mayfield's departure. The narrative has shifted from skepticism to belief, and Ryan's words are echoing throughout the sports world. When a seasoned NFL mind like Rex Ryan starts singing your praises after once tearing you down, you know you've turned heads. Inside the Browns' locker room, the tension is growing more visible. Myles Garrett, one of the most respected voices on the team, has broken his silence. Known for his measured demeanor, Garrett doesn't speak out publicly unless something is truly wrong. But this time he's had enough. He openly questioned Stefanski's decision to keep Dylan Gabriel as the starter, calling out the repetitive play calling and the team's inability to break free from its cycle of disappointment. "It's frustrating to lose the same way every time," Garrett admitted, visibly exhausted by the losing streak. His comments weren't just about the plays, they were about leadership. Garrett's frustration signals a growing divide within the team between those who still believe in Stefanski's vision and those who think it's time for a fresh start with Sanders under center. The fact that even the players are beginning to question Stefanski's decisions shows how dire the situation has become. Cleveland is a city that has lived through decades of heartbreak and quarterback controversies, but this one feels different. This isn't about nostalgia or hype, it's about results. Dylan Gabriel was supposed to be the guy, handpicked by Stefanski himself, but the experiment hasn't worked. The offense is stagnant, the chemistry is off, and the fans are restless. Every Sunday, the calls for Shadur Sanders grow louder. Every press conference, the questions get sharper, and every loss adds another crack to the fragile foundation Stefanski has built. It's ironic that Tony Grossi's shift might be the spark that pushes things over the edge. His voice carries weight in Cleveland sports, and when someone with his platform suddenly changes course, people listen. His endorsement of Sanders isn't just an opinion, it's a challenge to the status quo. It forces the Browns' front office to confront what many already believe, that Dylan Gabriel's time as starter should be over. Even those who once mocked the idea of Shadur Sanders in a Browns uniform are beginning to admit that maybe, just maybe, he deserves his shot. After all, how much worse could it get? If this situation proves anything, it's that redemption in sports is real, and it often comes when you least expect it. Shadur Sanders has spent months being doubted, dissected, and disrespected, but through it all, he's stayed composed. His response hasn't been anger. It's been performance. Every time he steps on the field, he chips away at the narrative that he's not ready. Every time another critic flips their opinion, his story grows stronger. And now the pressure on Stefanski is immense. The fans are chanting for change, the analysts are echoing their demands, and even the players are starting to lose patience. Something has to give, and soon. The Cleveland Browns find themselves standing at a crossroads. Stick with Dylan Gabriel, the safe but uninspiring choice, or take a bold leap of faith with Shadur Sanders, a player whose confidence and raw talent could redefine the team's future. It's a gamble either way, but one thing is certain: the city is ready for something new. The question is, does Kevin Stefanski have the courage to make that call before it's too late? So what do you think? Is it time for the Browns to finally hand the reins to Shadur Sanders and see what he can do? Has Dylan Gabriel's run gone on long enough? Or does he deserve one more chance to prove himself? And what about Kevin Stefanski? Will he listen to the fans, the critics, and even his own players? Or will stubborn loyalty be his downfall? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications if you love breaking down the biggest controversies in sports. This story is far from over, and you won't want to miss what happens next.